Luffy vs. Law is a completely one-sided fight, and here's why. What's up, guys? It's Unlimited Essence, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Luffy vs. Law and why it's a completely one-sided fight. Anyway, before we get into this video, please like and subscribe. Law is a very good character to scale, so let's start with his scaling first. Let's start with Law's strength feats. All of Law's feats are mostly in Onigashima, but let's start with Dressrosa. When Law was going up against Fujitora, Law was able to cut meters set by Fujitora. Just that in the Dressrosa arc, Law was also able to cut Doflamingo with his Galmanite. Alright, now let's move to Wano and Onigashima. In Law's fight with Big Mom, Law critically hurts Big Mom with Puncture Willy. Not just that, Law critically hurts Big Mom and leaves a humongous crater in Wano and Onigashima with Shock Willy. That move surprised me. Literally just extending your sword all the way to the bottom is crazy. Bro, that move was literally devastating, bro. Shock Willy, this dude literally extended his sword and shocked Big Mom, literally destroying her ribs. And me personally, I wouldn't go. Not just breaking Big Mom's ribs, but he also broke her arm too. Literally, the feats that I show now, Law literally single-handedly solos majority of the Straw Hat's pre-type skin. Alright, let's continue with Law's strength feats. Law literally lifts up a battleship and destroys it. With this move Tact, that literally happened in Punk Hazard. That was literally surprising to me when I reached that episode. Law literally slices up an entire island in half with one attack in Punk Hazard. Literally, in Punk Hazard, I didn't think Law was that strong at all. Alright, let's move on to Law's hacks. Law is able to re-room, and what I mean by that is that Law is able to remove sound from anything which resides inside his room. Law has many more hacks which are really surprising other than re-rooming. Next hack that is really common in Law's fruit is teleportation. Like we saw in the Dressrosa arc, Law was dodging Doflamingo's attacks using his teleportation, which is one of his good hacks. Alright, let's move on to the next hack. The next hack is the ability to give immortality. This hack is shown in the anime, but we haven't seen Law use it at all. Basically, hopping back into the Dressrosa arc, so Doflamingo knew everything about Law's fruit, and he already knew about the ability too. But of course, Doflamingo was obviously Law's enemy, so of course Law wouldn't use the ability on Doflamingo. Yeah, so basically if the fruit user uses that ability, the fruit user dies, and the person that the fruit user gives immortality to stays alive. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next hack, body manipulation. This ability was also shown in the anime. Law was able to move body parts using his hands, which is a very good ability in my opinion. Alright, now let's go to Luffy's feats. Alright, so Luffy has multiple feats, so I'm going to at least list half of them. Let's start with the Dressrosa arc. Luffy was able to destroy Doflamingo, and Doflamingo can literally eradicate Dressrosa. Dressrosa's size is literally to be estimated to be equal to or around the size of Australia. Luffy literally used King Kong gun to literally knock Doflamingo all the way to the ground, which destroyed most of Dressrosa. And that's literally only a little part of Luffy's feats. Not just that, in the Coliseum fight, Luffy literally overwhelmed Chinja, who is shown to be able to crack an entire ice continent in half. And this ice continent is not just any normal continent. The ice continent has special properties and witch axes, flamethrowers, and even more that couldn't even scratch the ice. It was said in the anime that it would take 100 years to scratch it with the method they used, which is pretty devastating to me. And Chinja did it with one thrust. Now for the next feat, we're going to go all the way back to when time skip happened. When Luffy was going against multiple Kuma, they were shooting multiple light speed beams, and Luffy easily dodges it and calls it too slow, which just shows that his training really paid off. Now let's hop all the way to Whole Cake Island. With Luffy's fight with Katakuri, also learns Future Sight. Not just that, he also surpasses his Gear 4th from several times. Aki Bloom, which that Gear 4th was already continental. Now let's jump all the way to Onigashima. Luffy launches an island-sized punch imbued with advanced armament and conquers, which literally caused shockwaves across the world up to thousands of miles without even touching the ground or even Kaido, which could be calculated at around moon level. Not just that, Luffy's durability is very insane. He's able to withstand multiple attacks from Kaido, which could literally just one-shot him. Luffy even went toe-to-toe with hybrid Kaido and base. Yeah, don't be in the comments saying that Kaido beats Luffy. I don't want to hear Kaido was weakened. I don't want to hear it. It's clearly shown that Luffy's fatigue is clearly equal to Kaido's or even greater than his. Now let's move on to Luffy's hacks, starting with rubber manipulation. It's shown in the first few episodes of One Piece that when when the Marines shot him when he was saving Zoro, he was immune to those bullets, and he easily just reflected them back. Not just that, Luffy's able to move his body parts by just extending them or increasing the size, which is a very unique fruit ability. The next hack is Toon Force. Luffy is able to do things that people with Toon Force can do. Like literally, he created glasses from nothing. Luffy also has Observation Haki, which allows him to dodge. Luffy is also able to knock people out with weak willpower without moving a single muscle. So who wins the fight? So after going over all of the feats and acts, I have to tell you that Luffy slams mid-diff in base form with Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Reason is he was able to go toe-to-toe with a Yonko, which they were equally fatigued, while Law had to fight a Yonko with Captain Kid. Although in the beginning they were all together, and they did little to no damage to Kaido, apart from Zoro's Ashura, which Kaido simply brushed off as if nothing happened. Luffy is the only person Kaido confirmed to be equal. As he says, it's been a while since someone's been able to go toe-to-toe with me, which confirms them to go head-to-head, and I personally do not believe Law can do this at all. Luffy also has better DC, speed, hacks, endurance, durability, strength, AP, and much more. Although Law could probably hit a Shock Willy and hurt Kaido, but that's about it. He easily gets speed blitzed or one-shotted by a destroyer, just like how Kid did with Shanks' Divine Departure. So yeah, Luffy wins mid-diff in base form. Thank you all for watching the video, and make sure to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching.